What's up, Halloween fans? This is Cool Halloween Fan, and today, welcome to a very special video. Today is the video where my first ever up-close and personal review with the animatronics, and that one is, the first one is on Bloodthirsty Betty. So actually, yesterday in the mail, when she came back in stock, I pre-ordered her, and there's her box right there, which the box isn't that exciting, but yeah, there were a lot of parts and everything. Now, this is not going to be her demo video. The demo video will be posted a little bit later, maybe in a few weeks or something, but this is just the up-close and personal review. This is where we cover everything from the top of her head to the tip of her toes. This is where we cover everything about her, and I'll give you guys my overall opinions. And I bet when you started this video, it kind of creeped you out because you didn't expect her face to be right in the thing. But first, we're going to start off with different categories. So again, she's not plugged in, or the control box isn't even connected right now because I'm just set her up just to take a look at her because I haven't seen her since last year. So basically, this is on Bloodthirsty Betty. Let's start into the video. So the very first category is going to be her hair. So the hair is just regular synthetic prop hair. It's just glued onto her face. As you can see, she's just got yellow bands and her hair is just pulled into pigtails. Nothing too special. Then let's move on to her face. Now her face is awesome. This is without any lights on. Her eyes are red, and then they have a black pupil and the iris and everything there. The other eye looks the same. Her teeth are really creepy too. She's got those fangs just drenched in blood in there, and her mouth is black, and she does have blood dripping down there. So that's basically the head complete there, and she does have ears too, which do look pretty realistic. The only thing that I don't like about the face is where's her eyebrows. That's the one thing I was kind of shocked of, is that where's her eyebrows. Like, that's what I was kind of confused by a bit. Now let's move on to her clothing. Her clothing is kind of like this rose pattern. The clothing too, a bunch of people like it. I'm actually not that huge of a fan by it, because personally I feel like a kid that's like, what is she, like, I think she's roughly about the size of like a 6 or 7 year old girl. I don't think a 6 or 7 year old girl from nowadays would be wearing this type of dress, but I do like it. I think it still looks good. I just don't think it really brings out her, but I mean, I guess I'll get used to it. Now let's move on to her hands. Now her hands they have the thumbs, and, you know, it does have fingernails, and her hands are actually really detailed, and they do look really realistic. They do have a bit of shading. I don't know if that's dirt or just like shadows or something, but she does have fingernails. Alright, so now let's move on to the back of Betty. As you can see, there's the back of her head right there. And her dress, again, just sort of does here. The only thing is I kind of wish that this Made in China thing would not be right there, but I guess it is, so that's fine. Alright, let's move on to the back. So back here actually does look like a pretty realistic kid. As you can see, she has her basically her back that connects to the butt plate, basically. But this is just what gives her shape, and without it, it wouldn't look very good. And then we have the bottom of her dress down here. Then we have her feet. We'll get to those in a second. And as you can see here, her dress does definitely look like there are definitely legs here, even more so than the wall hanger, I feel like, whose legs just kind of stuck out from the back. I think that her legs really look like they're really like there, and they really do look good. Now let's move on to her feet. Now her feet are pretty much practically the same thing as her hands, but they do have the toenails, and she does have the little wrinkles down there on her big toe and on her other things, and they also do look a bit dirty too. The bottom, the heels, everything looks really realistic. So yeah, so she does have realistic hands and realistic feet, and not only do these feet also look realistic, they also smell realistic. I'm just kidding, they don't. I'm just kidding. But I kind of think it's interesting here, because I don't know if this is meant to be here, but this looks kind of stained here. And I know that is meant to be there, but doesn't seem like it's supposed to be there, but I guess it is. I don't know if it's just meant to look old that way or something. I actually just realized that now. Funny. But she does have the elastic bangs, the elastic bands that go around her ankles, and I just would like to warn this. I hate it. Now, again, you may not. I don't like it when this big bump out on her leg is sitting here. The reason why that is there is to stop the rubber band from going further. So, if you don't like it as well as I do, then good, we have stuff in common. But also, yeah, everything does look really realistic on her. I think she's definitely one of the more realistic props. She's made by Crazy Create, which is the same company that made Menacing Molly, Jack Straw, A Demonic Dahlia, and all those other stuff too. So basically, since I can't show her because I don't have the control box hooked up right now, I'm just going to give you guys my overall opinion on her. She is definitely one of the cooler props of 2019, actually my favorite prop of that year. She's not coming back this year, which I'm not too sure why, but also I'm going to give you guys a bit of tips too with her. When you're disassembling her, which I'm going to have to because I'm going to need to put her back in the box, what I'd recommend doing first is to undo the back of it, then pull it down, and then take the arms, and then take the arms out, and then fold them back, and then get them ready. And then what I'd recommend you doing is to pull this down, and then take off the thing here, and then do her head. Then that way it'll be easier that way. That's what I found. Her setup now, would I recommend her? Yes, for the animatronic, but probably not for the setup. The setup is actually not very good. The setup is actually really difficult, so I'm going to give her 4.5 stars out of 5. The setup is not very good. The setup did take off a whole half a star there, but it's not really that bad. Like, when you get used to it, it's good. Like, I put her together kind of yesterday because I didn't screw anything in. Right now, she only has one screw down there and the one screw in there. And also, too, the only thing that I would like her to have, maybe, is to maybe make it so that the arms or something don't have to all be zip-tied. And I know that's Crazy Create, and I know that's what you should expect with them, but, like, in her head there, and also, too, the IR sensor is in, some people say it's not in a good spot, but if you get everything just right, you don't need to pull off that tape there. You can just put it like that, and then it'll detect everything there. And I think also, even if this slips over it, I think it'll still detect the heat, because it is an IR sensor. I think it will still detect the heat there. So again, she doesn't have the control box on here. This would stand. At first, I thought it looked a bit sketchy at first, but actually it's pretty good quality. And her face, actually, I'll tell you the material of it. Underneath, it's sort of a softer plastic, which is fine. The eyes are hard plastic. It's basically just like a rubber mask over top of a little bit of a softer plastic. Like, if you do this, you can see it is going in there, but it's not that bad. I would expect it to be a lot more squishy, and her ears actually feel really real too, actually. Like, when I feel my ears and I feel that, I mean these are a lot colder, obviously, but it actually is a lot, like, definitely feels a lot more realistic. So there's Bloodthirsty Betty for you guys. If you guys would like me to do any other things, I still have a few other animatronics to review like this. Her demo video will be coming probably by the second week of August. I've just been really busy lately, because we're actually going on vacation tomorrow, and people say, well, you can just do it now, but I actually don't have time because I gotta pack, because we're going on a week-long vacation camping, so I have a lot to do. So basically, that's Bloodthirsty Betty. I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See you later, Halloween fans.